Hi everyone, welcome to my Live at 5, which I do every Wednesday. I just wanted to say that today I am very pleased to be joined by the Mulesoft trainer who's going to be covering our Mulesoft course. So if you are okay to introduce yourself, Sandeep, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for that introduction, Lynn. Thank you so much. So basically, I come from an organization called NJC Lab. So basically, I work as a MuleSoft trainer. So basically, I'm heading the training department in this organization. Okay, and I do a lot of training for the freshers, for experienced techies. So a lot of content I have covered, delivered in the last almost 20-25 years. I've been working as a trainer. So so it's a long period, if I talk about. So yeah, so that's all about me. So I've been specifically with MuleSoft technology for almost 5 years now. So yeah, that's a little
You
bit
know your
about
stuff.
the background. Yeah. Yeah, true.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, that's all
excellent.
about me. Yeah.
Brilliant. And I'm hoping today that you can, what I would say is if you do have any questions, you are very welcome to drop them in the chat. I have put my Calendly link in there. So if you want to book in some time for a further chat, then please do that. I will also pop in my email address. Now, if it's really technical, the chances are I'll have to go to Sandeep to get you an answer. But we are here to advise you accordingly and see if it's for you. And of course, if it is, we'd be delighted to help you. So if we start off then with Sandeep, if you would like to tell the viewers today exactly what the course content is, and then we can go from there, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, Lynn. So let me give you a brief introduction to this course actually. So usually what happens, we all know that we are in a very aggressive digital era at this point, and it's very important that the business, when we talk about business, I mean, they always want to be connected with their internal systems or external system or whatever. For them, connectivity becomes very, very critical. And what used to happen in ancient days or early days, people used to connect systems or applications to exchange data or to integrate, two applications together. They were using point-to-point integrations. So basically, they will connect direct connections between the applications. So over a period of time, if you have very few applications, like one or two applications, that's fine, absolutely fine. But when it comes to an enterprise, that's not going to be the case. So you might definitely have hundreds of applications running in the background. So having a point to point integration, it's very challenging. So that is where the MuleSoft magic comes into picture basically. So what MuleSoft has done is they have introduced or they have adopted, rather I would say they have adopted a particular what I would say, an architecture called API-led connectivity architecture. So rather than connecting this application directly, they started introducing APIs, application programming interfaces in between the application, so that the connectivity will be little more easier and people will get an opportunity to reuse the APIs, so that other applications also can reuse it if there is a requirement. So internally, there is a kind of API application network is organically creating in your organization. So rather than connecting directly, people can reuse these APIs. And this particular course is all about how can you build these MuleSoft modern APIs effectively, efficiently, and very easily actually, right?
Right.
That is where this tool is comes into picture. So if I talk about an API, I mean, maybe to in a layman's language, if you go to a restaurant, so normally what happens, we go to the restaurant, we will get the menu, we will find a place, we will get the menu, and we will place the order through the waiter or steward or whoever is waiting over there, and nobody will get access to the back end, to the kitchen, right? So usually we
Okay.
cannot go to the kitchen and place an order. So he's that intermediate person, right? So I always relate that person to the API, so we have to talk to this person, and kitchen also has to talk to this person. So this guy is an intermediator, or I would say rather than it's a middleware, between us and the restaurant's backend, which is, we can call it as a server and we are the front end, and the server is the back end, which is the kitchen actually. And this
Okay.
guy is actually doing that job for us. Okay,
Okay.
so we are helping people to develop these APIs, design these APIs, with the help of MuleSoft. That is exactly we are going to deliver in this particular course actually.
Okay. And
Yeah.
who?
So
Sorry, I was just going to ask you a question. I was just going to say, who would be the perfect people to actually do this course? Who would this be aimed at specifically?
yeah. So if you ask me this question, particularly who should take this Anypoint platform development course, so in any professional, I would say, who is going to identify some kind of roles and responsibilities on, or they, if anybody who is going through the life cycle of, a particular integration project, for someone like, who is going to be part of a project where someone is dedicated or, delegated to develop an API. So definitely they have to go through a life cycle of this API. So anybody who wants to be an integration developer, they can always go for this course. Actually, this will help them to build and, design, build, deploy these type of APIs, and they can easily, easily find out or recognize the common integration problems which can happening in a particular enterprise. Probably they will be able to understand the use cases better than before after, attending these type of courses and this particular course. And so basically they would like to address some sort of, common technical complexities, that are very central in an integration development strategy. So this is what happens. So basically the course can be taken by any techie who is more enthusiastic in dealing with the data, right? So
Yeah,
who
so
wants
more
to
developer one, developer two,
yeah, exactly. So,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that sort of a person can, and believe me, if somebody is having a basic Java knowledge, a basic object oriented programming knowledge, who understand the database, little bit of database, who understand little bit of client server architecture. These are basic things, they are
yeah.
not complex things I'm talking about. These are fundamentals of, any IT industry. So if they know all these things, definitely for such people this course is going to be very effective, because they have lot of opportunities once they have MuleSoft certified. And that is another advantage. Once you complete this course, they will definitely get a chance to, not chance, I would say they have to, there is a payment definitely is there for the certification, that we all know that. So once they take that certification, they will be certified as a level 1 certified person, and definitely this can lead them getting more opportunities in the integration space.
Okay, do you know the name of the specific certification that they would go for?
Yeah, this is a certification. After completing this course, they would go for MuleSoft Certified Developer Level 1.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought it was. So that's great. That's good. It's good to know that. I'm just going to drop the link in for anybody that wants to have a look on our website as well and see what everything is all about. And as I said before, book in some time if you would like to have a further chat with me about it. And as I say, anything technical, I can go back to Sandeep with. Okay, that's great to hear that. So is there anything else you would add to that?
Yeah, so probably I think I would say, this is a great opportunity because we are going to cover the entire life cycle, So definitely a person who is going to attend this course, they will understand how an API's life cycle is getting evolved. So basically, they will understand how people are collecting the requirements from a client or from a customer, how they are designing it. After designing it, how they are getting the approval from the client. Because after the design, getting the approval from the business is very important before you go for the actual development. If you go for the actual development without the business approval, then later you are definitely going to be in a dispute. Sometimes they will come back and say that, this is not what we designed, this is not what we agreed during the design phase. So you have to get the agreement from them. So then we have to, based on the agreement, we have to, or we can call it as a contract. That is what we call it as the design. Then we need to build something based on the contract. Then after building it, you can test it on your local system with the tools provided by MuleSoft, like tools like Anypoint Studio. All these tools can be used. Then later on, this can be deployed to a public environment, or basically, I would say it can be deployed to something like if somebody want to a larger audience, if they want to test it out, it has to be publicly available on a public domain. So it needs to be deployed. So I'm talking about the complete life cycle of a product. That is what you're
Yeah.
trying to understand or learn through this course actually. Yeah,
Okay.
this is what I want to add on.
Okay, and in terms of the course, the way we've tried to structure this course is we were talking to Bjoy, and he had said that it would be more beneficial for people that want to get this done quickly. Now, whether you're an individual watching this and you want to get Mulesoft training, or you're part of a company and your organization wants training up, then, as I said, find my Calendly link and reach out to me, because I'd be delighted to go through everything in more detail. But I will tell you, the course, this next course, will start week commencing the 2nd of September. It will be Monday to Friday. It will be 3 hours per day. Now, we're currently saying that we're going to do 2 time zones so that we can pick up the obviously EMEA as well as EMER. But in terms of BST time, we're talking 9:30 a.m. or 5 p.m. So, if you're someone at work or you're watching this in the US, then probably the 5 p.m. would be more beneficial. But as I say, if you want to know more or you want to talk in more detail, then absolutely, let me know, and I can have a chat with you in more detail. So, does anyone have any questions at all for Sandeep? Okay, we can take that as no. But what I would say is, because this is live, people will likely come on afterwards and pop their questions in. Or like I say, you're probably better to send me an email, because I'm always on my email, so I can always check it. And then if I need to, I can forward it to Sandeep to get an answer. So Sandeep, anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think that's all. I think we expect, or we can. I'm, expecting more people will be definitely interested to it, because this is something people can always look into, because somebody like a citizen integrator or somebody who is very having some skills, basically they might be having certain people would be there. They might want to develop something at the same time. Probably they would say, I don't want to do a lot of coding, because Java, if you talk about proper object oriented languages like Java, or Python or any such languages, you have to code a lot. So basically coding is the key. But when it comes to MuleSoft, a lot of things can be customized. You can be configured using graphically. So people can just drag and drop things. People can configure it. They can connect to a database using it by putting some simple properties. Then once you connect it, then basically you can pull the data in easily through these connectors. And then you can transform the data as well, because sometimes happens when, let's say for example, if somebody want to integrate 2 applications, there might be a source system and there will be a target system. Okay, so your customer would like to pull the data from the source and they want to send it to the target, but they don't want to send it as directly it is. They might say, I want to transform the data. Some customers could come and say, I want to enrich the data or harmonize the data, or I would say they want to clean the data, some cleansing they might have to do. So a lot of things they might have to do before they send it to the target, because their legacy application might be having the data in a very raw format, which they are trying to send it or migrate to a much more SaaS kind of an application sometimes. So then they might have to do a lot of transformation to the data. So at that point of time, it's very easy to use the I would say the Mule specific data view language is there, which can be used for transformation. So I'm sure this course definitely is going to be interesting for such enthusiasts. They if, especially if somebody want to be confident in their integration space. They want to work confidently in their integration space. For such people, this is going to be definitely a take on. Yeah, I would say.
And just to add, I would say that if you're thinking about doing this as an individual, then it would cost you 2,400 to do the course. I mean, return on investment is, you're going to get back more than you put in. So I shouldn't worry about that. And if you are a business wanting to train people up, you know, a group of people, we do have different price points. So again, you know, it's worth having a chat with me about that. I will just add that Sandeep said about, you know, if you're techie, I think if you're techie, but aren't sure if you have the right experience, then that's where it's important to talk to me, because if you're starting out in Salesforce, then maybe something else you're going to be looking at doing. For example, complete beginners would be looking at doing admin. So, you know, it's all about us having a conversation, seeing where you are currently in your career, where you are in your knowledge level, what transferable skills you've got, all of that lovely stuff. And then I can point you in the direction. Obviously, if you're looking to do Mulesoft and you absolutely know and don't need to talk to me first, you can sign up on the link that I've put in. We are sponsored by XR, so thank you so much for XR for sponsoring us. So I just wanted to mention that. So Sandeep, anything more about the training that you wanted to say?
Yeah, I think that's all, Lynn, from my end. So I would definitely, would like to see people coming and registering for this course. And because, as I said, this is definitely going to be a starting point for every integration developer. So if somebody want to be very enthusiastic to work as an integration developer, yes, this is your starting point. So once you have confidence with this subject, then later on you can add on more things on top of it. There are different levels of courses are there on top of this. There is an architect level course is there, then there is a platform architect, integration architect, then data cloud analyst, data cloud consultant, AI related courses. So there are, the variety of courses Salesforce is delivering or contributing to the market. It's amazing, the number of courses. And the good thing is, wherever these things are, Mulesoft is coming as an integral part wherever in these type of connectivity. So if anybody want to send data to Salesforce or, a part of their integration, then definitely Mulesoft has to be there, which can be used as a middleware to pull the data from your source and send it to Salesforce, or vice versa. Sometimes, from Salesforce, the data might going outside also. So in both ways, this will help. And this is definitely a starting point for, integration developers. So yeah, that's what. So I would like to see more people coming and registering, and, let's see.
We are going to have a deadline of the 23rd of August for this. And I mean, the great thing is, as Sandeep just mentioned there are so many further courses that you can do. And although we are just currently doing this Mulesoft course, I'm thinking that probably a lot of people that attend this course may then want to find out about the following courses. So that's something we can talk about. There is a lot of interest, I will say that. So if you want to get your name down, then, get a call in with me. If you know what you're doing, as I say, get straight on the website and get booked and save your seat, because we will have a deadline and we will also have a number that will have a cutoff point. So just bear that in mind. If it's something you're thinking, don't just sit and wait and think, well, I'll do it next week, because you know the story. I went actually to buy a coat in Marks and Spencer's and I walked away from it. And when I went back, it had gone. So there you go. You have to do these things on a whim when you've decided to do them, I think, don't you? Okay. So from me, if you need anything from me, I am always here and I'm always happy to help. So reach out to me via email. As I say, book in a Calendly with me. And if you need to ask anything technical to Sandeep, then come via me, just email me and I'll be able to contact Sandeep and get your answers for you. And as I say, we are here to help and we're here to support you and we're here to get them to make you successful. So, anything we can do for you, just let us know. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. Next week, we're talking about data cloud. So if that's something you would like to discuss and to listen to, I think the trainer may be with me for data cloud. Not 100% certain. Again, there's a lot of interest for that. So if you want to listen to me or me and the trainer, if I can get him to come as well, then we'll be here next Wednesday. But from me, thank you very much for listening. Sandeep?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lynn, for this opportunity. And definitely, I'm happy. I'm glad that I had a long. I hope my conversation was fruitful, and it was effective to the audience. So probably this can create some interest in the people, and let's see. Thank you so
I
much
think
for your
it
time,
was very
effort.
interesting. So I certainly enjoyed it. So thank you so much for your time today.
So much. Okay,
Thank
take
you.
care.
See you next
Bye.
week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.